Yo, what's up, y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here from Pickdawgz.com, and I'm bringing y'all my NBA Jam session for November 2nd, 2022. If you're looking for more of this great content, man, y'all know what to do. Smash that like button as well as subscribe if you're new. Drop y'all like down in the comments as well. I love going through some hand like in the comments as well. Off of a rough day yesterday on the Jam session, man. Our first losing day of the season. We went 1-3 yesterday. Tough. We caught a lot of bad breaks. The Nets were up late in the fourth. They coughed it up. The Magic were up late in the fourth. They coughed it up. The Warriors were up late in the fourth. They coughed it up. One of those days. We're not going to go positive every day. We're not going to sweep the board every day. But what we are going to do, the next day, we're going to come back to the plate regardless of the results. We're going to try to hit a home run. This is what we're going to do all season long. It's going to be a long season. I hope y'all here for the long haul. We're gonna have some good runs, some bad ones. It's the nature of the beast. But hey, if you're looking for my best bets though, the bets that I'm betting today, as well as the best bets that other handicappers are betting today, you gotta go over to Pickdawgz.com, click the Premium Picks tab, and that's where you'll find best bets from the top handicappers on the planet. Like, let's take me for example. Yesterday, 1-3 on the Jam session, but my best bet, my $15 play yesterday, hit again with the Phoenix Suns. We're 11-4 on that play on the season. Cop that play every day. Like I said, $15 and it puts you on winners. I know y'all are betting more than $15 on games, so if you want the best that I'm putting in today, that's where you go. Pickdawgz.com, click the Premium Picks tab. But I promise y'all, I'll try to win every game that I give off here on the Jam session. We're not going to stop that. We're back up on the plate today. We're trying to smash it. Long NBA schedule here today. So I'm going to cut the analysis down a little bit on the games because there's so many. I don't want to have a 30-minute video today. But without further ado, man, let's go ahead and get right into it. First game on the board, we got the Washington Wizards on the road facing the Philadelphia 76ers. Philly laying 7.5, total 219. Here in this one, I'm on the Wizards. I know that they just lost the other night to this same Philadelphia team. We just seen this game two nights ago. I believe it was 2 nights ago. The game was in Washington, however, and Philadelphia took care of them boys. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, they did. The score was, I'm gonna pull it up. Score in that game was 118-111. Philadelphia did cover. Here tonight, though, I just like Washington. Washington is a scrappy group. They done lost their last 3 games, so they're due. They lost to Philly, they lost to Boston, and they lost to Indiana. Failed to cover in all 3 games. I just feel like they're due, man. Philadelphia comes into this one after winning their last 3 and covering the spread in their last 3. All 3 games were on the road. Back at home here tonight, I think it would just be a flat spot. I think that the Wizards can definitely keep this game close. I think when it's all said and done, the 76ers probably get a 4 to 5 point win. So I'm going to take my points here with the Washington Wizards. A scrappy group, a group that can get hot any night. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Wizards won it outright, but I'm going to definitely take the 7.5 in my back pocket. Philadelphia hasn't been a juggernaut to begin this season, although they have started winning games here lately. I think this could be a flat spot. I'm going to take my points with the Wizards here in this one. In our next matchup, man, we got the Boston Celtics on the road facing the Cleveland Cavaliers. Boston laying 2 on the road. Total 221. This is an interesting matchup right here, y'all, because this Cleveland Cavs team has done nothing but just ball. They lost their first game of the season, and then since then, they ripped off 5 straight. They're 5-1 coming into this game. They whooped up on Chicago 5 games ago. 128-196. Beat Washington 117-107. Beat Orlando 103-92. Beat Boston in their 132-123. And beat the Knicks 121-108. This Cavs team is not playing with y'all. Not playing with anybody they playing with. Here tonight, though, I think Boston got a bad taste in their mouth. Boston is definitely the better team. Y'all beat up on us in overtime the other night. That's cool. We got something for y'all tonight. I think Boston gets down on these boys. Cleveland, I've been telling you, I love this team. We've been on them a lot. We've made a lot of money with Cleveland already in this young season. We're fading them tonight. I just think the Celtics are still the best team in the East until proven otherwise. I think they want to show that here tonight against this young Celtics team who just beat them on their home floor in overtime. I don't think they're going to take that lightly. I'm going to take the Celtics here. I think they win it outright, and I'm going to lay the 2 points with them as well. In our next matchup, man, we got the Sacramento Kings on the road facing the Miami Heat. Miami's on a back-to-back after playing last night in a game which they did get a win over Golden State, 116-109. Sacramento, though, is coming off of 2 straight wins. They beat Miami just the other night, 119-113 on October 29th. And then Halloween night, they beat Charlotte, 115-108. This Sacramento Kings team started out the season 0-4. Since then, they've ripped off 2 games. Miami, I know they just did beat Golden State in their last one, covered the number. Like I said, the game before that, they lost to the same Sacramento team in Sacramento, though. And the game before that, they lost to Golden State, 123-110. Miami team, they've just been up and down all season, man. I can't get quite a good read on this Miami team. So here in this game, I'm going to take the points with the Kings. I think they're playing pretty good basketball right now. Like I said in my last video when I talk about the Kings, they just started their season out going through the gauntlet. It kind of softened up here a little bit. This Miami team isn't the Miami team of last year. I'm really not interested in laying 5.5 points with Miami, so I'm gonna take the points here with the Kings. It's just a lean, but the Kings are playing good basketball right now, and I'll definitely take my 5.5 here with them. I think they got a chance to win it outright for their 3rd straight, but I just don't see Miami without knockout points, especially on a back-to-back and a huge emotional game against the defending champs last night. I think it could be a flat spot. I'm going to take Sacramento here plus the points. In our next matchup, we got a good one here. We got the Atlanta Hawks on the road facing the New York Knicks. The Knicks laying 2, total 229. I'm pretty sure y'all can take the words out of my mouth what I'm finna say. I'm fading the Atlanta Hawks on the road until they show me something on the road. I'm going to continue to fade them, and we're going to continue to make money fading the Hawks on the road. I think I gave y'all a stat in the last video. It's something crazy. I don't have it pulled up here in front of me, but the Hawks are just terrible on the road dating back to last season. I think this Knicks team is slightly underrated. This Knicks team comes into this game 3-3. They they dropped their last 2 to Cleveland and Milwaukee, 2 teams that they should lose to. This is what I would say about this Knicks team. This Knicks team has been about exactly what you thought they would be this season. They're losing to who they should lose to, and they're beating who they should beat. I do think that this Hawks team is better than this Knicks team, though. So that this play tonight goes against the grain. But the better angle I like in this one is continuing to fade the Hawks on the road. And I think the Knicks get a win. We're only laying 2 with the Knicks here tonight. Atlanta Atlanta has now played 4 straight games on the road. They played Detroit twice, Milwaukee, and Toronto. And they've covered 1 game on this 5-game win streak. This 5-game road streak. I think they go 1-4 on the road in this 5-game road streak. I'm going to lay the points here with the Knicks. I'm just going to continue to fade the Hawks on the road until they show me otherwise. In our next matchup, man, we got the Charlotte Hornets facing the Chicago Bulls. Chicago at home. They're laying 5.5. Total 229.5. Here in this one, I'm going to take my points with the Hornets. The Hornets, I know they lost their last game to the Sacramento Kings, 115-108. The game before that, though, they did beat the Golden State Warriors, the defending champs, in overtime. This is a weird team, too, to get a grasp on. The Charlotte Hornets team. Excuse me. Chicago in this one is off of a back-to-back. Sorry. Chicago in this one is off of a back-to-back after playing the Brooklyn Nets last night in a game which they were getting beat for most of the game. But in that 4th quarter, I don't know what got into them. Their defense picked up. The offense started to make some shots, and they pulled away from that Nets team late in the 4th. The 2 games before that, they lost 114-109, and the game before that, they lost 129-124 to the San Antonio Spurs. This is a Bulls team that's up and down, man. They really are. The same can be said for Charlotte. I think we see a pretty tight game here tonight. And I'm gonna take the points with the Hornets. It's just a lean at best. It's not my favorite game on the board, but I just think it could be another flat spot tonight for the Bulls, man. I don't know. On a back-to-back, I'm really not interested in laying points. Especially this is my thinking. They're on a back-to-back. They just played a good Nets team on the first leg of the back-to-back. I just think that they're not gonna be 100% locked in for the second game of a back-to-back against an inferior opponent like the Hornets. That's just how I see it. I think the Hornets can keep it pretty close. I do think the Bulls win it, but I think the Hornets can keep it close. So I'm going to take the points here with the Charlotte Hornets. In our next matchup, we got the Los Angeles Clippers on the road facing the Houston Rockets. Y'all know where I'm going in this one. Taking the Rockets plus 5.5. Or plus the 5, my bad. Let's go. Let's do our favorite thing. Let's go to the Clippers schedule and let's see if we should be laying 5 points with this Clippers team. In their last game, the Clippers played this same Houston Rockets. They played them at home, and they won the game 95-93. The game before that, the Clippers played the New Orleans Pelicans at home and lost 112-91. The game before that, they were on the road as favorites playing the Oklahoma City Thunder, lost outright 118-110. The game before that, they were on the road facing the Oklahoma City Thunder as favorites and lost 108-94. The game before that, they were at home playing the Phoenix Suns. They lost 112-95. And now they're here installed as a 5-point favorite. I don't care who they're playing. I'm fading the Clippers until they can get something going. No Kawhi Leonard in this one. Let's see if they got any other injuries. I know they said Kawhi wasn't traveling for this road trip. Yeah, Kawhi Leonard out. Robert Covington out. The Rockets don't really got nobody in significance out. I'm going to take the Rockets here plus the 5. I think they can keep it pretty close. I just haven't seen nothing from this Clipper team to warrant laying 5 points, so I'm not going to do it. In our next matchup, we got the Detroit Pistons on the road facing the Milwaukee Bucks. Milwaukee got their first scare of the season in their last one by this Pistons team. This Pistons team, like I told you, they're a scrappy group, man. They're going to be in a lot of games this season. You're going to look up, and they're going to be in them. Milwaukee comes into this one. They've won 6 straight. They haven't lost a game thus far this season. And before their last game against the Pistons team, they had covered the spread in every game they played. Up until that last one, they did beat this Pistons team on Halloween night, 110-108. Here tonight, though, I'm back on the Pistons here in this one. I just think they're a scrappy group, and I think Milwaukee, I know that they're arguably got probably the best team right now in the NBA. It's a young NBA season, so that's really not saying much. But they do have the best player in the world in Giannis Antetokounmpo. But it's just something about this Detroit Pistons team. Like I said, they covered the number 110-108. In their last one, the game before that, they beat Golden State outright 128-114. That's 2 games in a row. They showed me something. I think they can show me something here in this one. I think the Bucks probably do win and win pretty nicely. But a nice win, there's still enough room. Or a nice win for the Bucks is, 9? 8? Like, it's still beginning of the season. And Milwaukee, I'm going to tell y'all this. Milwaukee doesn't care about covering our spread. They don't. All they care about is getting out of there healthy and with a win. And I could just see them probably being up pretty big early in the game. Pull some starters late in the game. Pistons climb back into it, lose the game by 9. I've seen that happen plenty of times. I think we can see it again here tonight. Give me the Pistons plus 11.5. In our next matchup, we got the Toronto Raptors on the road facing the San Antonio Spurs. Toronto laying 8, total 222. I'm going to take the Spurs here in this one, man. The Spurs team has been a scrappy group as well. I like these trash teams in the NBA. I just do this season. I think they're going to be cover machines. And I think we're going to make a lot of money betting a lot of bad teams this season. But if you go look at it, at the records, San Antonio's a better team in this one. Coming into this one 5-2. Toronto coming into this one 4-3. San Antonio has won their last 2 games straight up as an underdog. They beat the Minnesota Timberwolves in their last one 107-98. And they beat Chicago in their last one 129-124. San Antonio team has won 4 or 5. Hey, they're hooping right now. Toronto comes to this one after blowing out Atlanta, 139-109. We were on Toronto in that one. Atlanta on the road. Like I said, we're going to continue to fade Atlanta on the road. We were on Toronto on that one. The game before that, they lost pretty handedly to the 76ers, 112-90. The game before that, they beat the Sixers 119-109. I'm still on the Spurs here in this one. Toronto is a decent team. We're gonna make some money on Toronto this season, like we did in our last matchup. But here tonight, I just think there's too many points for a San Antonio Spurs team that we've seen be competitive in their last 5 games. They won 4 or 5. I'm not fading them, especially not with 8 points. I love those 8 points in my back pocket. Give me San Antonio here. I don't think the books have quite caught up to the San Antonio Spurs team. Yeah, I think they can keep this one close. Give me the Spurs here, plus the 8. In our next matchup, man, we got my Dallas Mavericks facing the Utah Jazz. Mavs at home, laying 6, total 221. The Mavs, I go to their injury report. Christian Wood is currently listed as day-to-day. Frank Ntilikina out. Davis Bertans out. The Utah Jazz don't really have anybody of significance out. Utah, I think they're the story of the season thus far this season. 6-2 on the season after I think a lot of people thought after they lost Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell that they would be the #1 team in Tank Central in the Victor Wembanyama sweepstakes. But look at them, man. 6-2 on the season. Who would have thought it? They won their last 2 straight up as underdogs against the Memphis Grizzlies. Then the last one, 121-105. The game before that, 124-123. They lost to the Nuggets on the road, 117-101. And the game before that, they beat the Rockets, 109-101. They only got 2 losses on the season. The Nuggets and the Rockets, both of those games were on the road. I think they get their 3rd loss of the season here tonight. I'm going to take the Mavericks. This is my system on the Mavericks. When the Mavericks play a bad team, take the bad team. They typically play down to their competition. When the Mavs play a pretty good team, and especially at home, they always do it. They usually stomp them. This is my team, man. I'm telling you, I watch a lot of Mavericks basketball, and it's just my assumption. I know coming in, we wouldn't have thought this Jazz team would be a good team, but hey, this Jazz team is a good team in the NBA as of right now. I don't think the Mavs are overlook them, especially with the Mavs. Let me go look at their schedule. They didn't cover in their last one against Orlando, 114-105. I think they were laying 10. They won by 9, so they didn't cover. The game before that, they lost outright to the Thunder, 117-111. The game before that, they played Brooklyn, a good team, won 129-125. And the game before that, they lost outright to the New Orleans Pelicans without Zion and Brandon Ingram. So if you just go look at that, man, good teams, they beat. The bad teams, they lost outright. It's just how it goes with this Mavericks team. They play 2 of their competition. Tonight, they play up to the Jazz, and they take care of the Jazz. Lay the 6 points here with the Dallas Mavericks. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got the Memphis Grizzlies on the road facing the Portland Trail Blazers. Memphis laying 3.5, total 230.5. I am on the Grizzlies here in this one, man. The Grizzlies, I know they're banged up, but I think this is just a good spot for the Grizzlies here. They're coming off back-to-back losses to the Jazz on the road. I think they come back and get a win here tonight and cover this spread. When we go look at what Portland has done, Portland is 5-1 on the season, man. Chauncey Billups really got these guys hooping right now. They blew out the Rockets in their last one, 125-111. Game before that, though, they lost pretty handedly in their only loss of the season to Miami, 119-98. The game before that, they handled the Nuggets, 135-110. They struggled with the Lakers. They barely escaped at 106-104. And they beat the Suns in overtime the game before that. I just think this Grizzlies team is due, especially off back-to-back losses to a Utah team. I know this Memphis team isn't the best right now. They're missing some guys like Jaren Jackson Jr. When I go look at their injury report, Steven Adams is listed as day-to-day. Desmond Bane listed as day-to-day. But the main key to this game here is Damian Lillard out, Gary Payton II out, Josh Hart listed as day-to-day. That's a few of their best players, especially Damian Lillard here in this one. I think no Lillard. I think we see a huge game from John Morant. I'll lay the points here with the Grizzlies. I think they can get over on this Blazers team. The Blazers have played good even without Lillard. But here tonight, I think the Grizzlies finally get off the snide, off this back-to-back losing games that they're on. I think they get a dub here tonight, and they cover the spread. Give me the Grizzlies, and I'm going to lay the 3.5. And our next game and final game of the night. Like I told you, this is a huge NBA card tonight. We got the New Orleans Pelicans on the road facing the Lake Show. Pelicans laying 3. Lake Show got their first win in their last game, man. We was on it, picked up some plus money. They played the Denver Nuggets, and they beat them pretty nicely, 121-110. They come into this game 1-5. We go look at the other side, man. This Pelicans team comes into this game 4-2. Pelicans team has been hooping, even with a few key injuries. We go look at the injury report. I think most of their guys are back in this one, though. I don't see Zion on the injury report. I don't see Brandon Ingram on the injury report. So I guess they're in. The Lakers injury report, Anthony Davis day-to-day, LeBron James day-to-day. But I'm telling you, they're going to be listed day-to-day every day. Nah, they're just going to be listed day-to-day every day. I do think they both go here in this one. Off of their first win of the season, the Lakers again on the money line. 1-5 on the season. They're going to start catching some games, man. I think a lot of people have sold their stock early and for good reason. But I don't know, man. I just got a feeling. I got a feeling. Ooh. I got a feeling, man, that this Lakers team gets their second win on the back-to-back. This New Orleans team is not my favorite team to fade. They're really not. I really, really like this Pelicans team. They got a lot of young talent, and they got some real heavy hitters at the top. McCollum, Zion, Brandon Ingram. 3 guys that are underrated, but 3 guys that can give you a bucket. But I don't know. I just got a feeling. Now, I don't got no solid evidence on this one. I really don't. I'm coming on here giving y'all my picks, right? So I'm giving y'all the Lakers. That's what I like tonight. I think they get their second win of the season. I'm probably going to be betting that one personally. And if you want the bets that I'm betting personally every day, you got to go to the website, pickdawgz.com. Click the Premium Picks tab. And that's where you'll find my best bets as well as the best bets from the top handicappers in the world today. It's been your boy Jay Briggs, man, bringing y'all my NBA Jam session on November 2nd. Off of a rough day yesterday, 1-3, we look to bounce back today. Link to my $15 big play, my $15 NBA Jam session play in the description, $15. My best play every night. Let's make some money tonight. Let's bounce back. I'm going to see y'all tomorrow, man. I'm out. Peace.